So, are you saying like the widespread coverage of it in the news and on the newspapers
makes it worse? Yes.
makes it worse?
Yeah, because well, it's like the whole gang thing. You look at the statistics of. I think it's different now, but 15 years ago there was a. You talk to people in Birmingham about the gangs, and the kids all know about the gang stuff going on, and obviously I'm not. It's just something that happens in the background. But you look at the statistics, and it was always like 100 gang-related incidents in London in 1 year, 3 in Birmingham. So it's very much a
London-centric thing.
London-centric thing and a sort of copy thing. But the more the tabloids, it's funny that's not a thing anymore, is it? But still, then it was that they would talk about the epidemic of amateur, and by doing that they create it, and the kids, of course, because they think it's cool and etc. They see it as a thing that's happening, so it becomes a thing that's happening.
So is this sort of like is it a third order simulation?
Simulacra,
where the representation of the thing becomes a thing and actually makes a thing a reality.
There you go. Yeah. In fact, what we can talk about properly is the Momo. Do you know about Momo?
No.
The worst thing about it is I don't like the name of it, because a Momo is a delicious Nepalese dumpling.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I do like momos.
That's not what this is. Momo. This was in the rubbish news crap, and we even had a thing sent from. I mean, bear in mind, I've got 3 kids and they all go to different schools. So there was one school sent this. Was actually a thing, a pamphlet warning about the Momo. You might even recognise the picture. Momo.
Oh yeah, I've seen the picture. So what is that?
The idea is it's the Momo challenge. Is that this character with this picture contacts kids on whatever the current Down With The Kids hip hop and happening thing is, Instagram, one of those, I don't know,
MySpace, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the new kids things, and tells them to do a challenge, and then they have to add them, and then they get all their personal details, and then they encourage them to do really bad things, self-harm and horrible stuff like that, and blackmail them and all that stuff. That's the idea. It isn't real. Probably the Birmingham Mail made it up. They just made it up. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't that they thought it was a thing. They just made it up. And it could be a thing now, potentially.
Yeah, so, I mean, okay, so are we, by having this conversation...
Contributing to the Momo?
Contributing to the Momo?
No, because we're saying it's not real. Which is
Yeah, okay. So the people who are saying it real, like the newspapers and the people who are, repeating it on TV and stuff like that. I don't think I've seen it on TV, but who holds them to account?
Nobody.
Why do they get a free pass?
Exactly. They always have done, and it's bad. But that's old news, isn't it? It's bad. We knew that 30 years ago. Potentially,
there's a real dangerous situation there, isn't there? There's a sort of a self-sustaining cycle where newspapers and news shows do better on bad things happening. So
they need to make bad things happen.
If nothing bad's happening, they can report something as a bad thing happening, and then that creates a bad thing happening, which they then get to report on and sell more newspapers / have more increased viewing figures or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what process is there to stop that sort of thing happening?
Well, there isn't. We know, because it's happened, and it's happened, and it's happened over and over and over for. Well, it's in my head. This is something that started in the 80s. I don't think it was a thing before that. I think that the scale of bullshitting and the scare story thing in the news was something that started happening as the fact that they realised they could make money out of it was something that happened in the 80s. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it comes from a sort of Mary Whitehouse thing, who was 60s originally. I know from 70s, and that's why I hate her, because she ruined Doctor Who.
Did she?
Yes. Well, Doctor Who was Hammer Horror. The best Doctor Who was Hammer Horror, and that's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's a family show. It's not a kids show. There's nothing in Doctor Who that kids can't watch, is there? But she would watch it, get very, very angry about this stuff that she didn't understand, and for some reason her opinion was so powerful, they had to change the show. So they took Peter Hinchcliffe out of Doctor Who and replaced him with someone else, and they had to take out all the horror, and it actually took a nosedive, actually. But,
I don't understand why they took any notice of Mary Whitehouse.
No, I don't understand either. It's the BBC thing, isn't it? Of terrified of.
I mean,
of everything.
people write all sorts of crazy things to the BBC at the moment.
All the time.
Outraged by so many things. And they
from
just
every time,
ignore
every
it.
direction. Yeah.
They just ignore it.
That's what you need to do, yeah.
Very strange. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, so should we blandometer that? I just thought that's strange that we're saying our conversation is halfway bland.
Yeah, I think that's a. Oh no, sorry, it's not bland because it's a terrible thing. So it's very unbland and terrible.
There we go.
But the Momo house itself is kind of up here because it's not real. We hope. Could be now. Your fault.
Yeah. Okay. There's a Conversation Street off Top Gear on thing. You won't have seen that, will you?
No, is that on the new one?
Yeah, it's actually.
You mean on actual Top Gear, or do you mean
No, on the new one, the
Grand Tour?
Yeah. It's actually late series, pretty good.
Cool. So have they remembered what was good about it?
Yeah, I think they have.
Brilliant. I might actually catch the new series then, because the first series really grated with me, and then people were saying no, it gets better. So I did try a couple of episodes, but it just continued to grate. But
it's amazing they had to find their feet again to get back to where they were, really.
I think maybe they believed their own hype or something, and they've just forgotten what was actually good about it.
They lost the bogeyman, didn't they? The BBC. I mean, there's an element of danger of being on the BBC, which is an Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Even though they're on the I mean, the three of them messing about, and we know it's the fact that it's scripted and all that. It doesn't matter. The fact that it's very believably, it's just them messing around. It's not a drama. It is a drama, actually, but the fact that it's so realistic isn't the word, is it? It's very, very funny.
Yeah.
You know, when they crash into James May's car.
Come on.
It does attract morons, but that doesn't mean it in itself isn't good.
No, it's pretty good.